Yeah, Willy Adames is going to join us coming up at 11:30. He hit his first home run on a fastball, DeRo, second on a slider, and he was asked about it after. He said, "It shows me I'm balanced." What adjustments have you seen?
Yeah, no doubt. And he talked about, in the postgame, talking about working with Ozzie Timmons, somebody who's had him in the minor leagues coming up through Tampa and Durham. Ozzie was a great player, played against him a ton coming up through the minor leagues. So certainly somebody who's that familiar with you is going to be able to take you in the cage and kind of help you get back on track. And he said he was losing his barrel a little bit. And you see that so much. I hit in the offseason a lot with the kids, and Brian McCann shows up and he talks about understanding where your barrel is. Sometimes I think you can get caught up in the mechanics of a swing and you kind of are just flying through the zone and you honestly don't know where the barrel is, and maybe you lose it a little bit because you're seeing a lot of guys in today's game, Willy Adames, Mookie Betts, JD Martinez kind of start that, where they almost look like they have a frisbee in their hand, in their backhand, and they're just flinging it. So this top hand stays towards the sky, palm stays towards the sky, where you used to see a lot of guys get in the zone and it would almost be a roll out of it. So I think sometime when you're so focused on creating this and staying through it, you're not seeing a lot of guys go like this, that sometimes maybe you lose your barrel. Let's dive in on Willy Adames, but he certainly found it last night, okay? Take a look at the full screen since he's come over. Pretty unbelievable. 24 bombs, 53 extra base hits. The ribbies are through the roof, 117 games. I still think, and we'll get into this a little bit later, still think the Brewers are going to have to find some more offense. They put way too much pressure on this pitching staff, and they got a chance to do special things. So let's dive into his homers last night, because these are absolute tanks. Like Lauren said, the first one on a heater, right in the middle of the plate, elevated, in the 0-2 count. Run that back real quick. That's the thing for me. He's hitting $1.94, 0-2 count, top of the first. Mitch Keller, who we talked about this offseason, has ramped up his velocity. That's 96 at the top of the zone, and he's not hitting down on that. That is trust in it. Run that back for me real quick. Lift the leg. Pause. I mean, he's perfectly stacked right there. Everything you believe in, right? You take the piece of rebar through the earlobe, right through the inside of the back knee, and you almost pipe it into the ground right there. He is in such a strong position to deliver a blow to the baseball. Run it. And you see him almost like pulling from his midsection. Sometimes maybe you get caught not knowing where your barrel is. You still got to concentrate off aiming small and missing small. You hear Sean Casey say that a lot. Ends up going 4 for 5. And we're going to take a look. He talked about at the Trop, right? Wasn't the same player offensively. Run that back for me one time to the Tampa Bay swing. And you're going to notice there's not much difference. Is he more confident, more clean? He's probably super, super hot at this situation. He talked about the lighting in the Trop being a problem, but not a ton different in his swing from Tampa Bay to Milwaukee. Run it. Trying to create that almost flipping of the frisbee with the top hand right there. Staying through the baseball, a little bit taller, upper body-wise, and just being absolutely dominant. So right there, you just see the barrel, the top of the barrel right there. Run that back real quick. I know he's late in that situation. Get me to his swing. Right there. And that's a situation where these guys want to create this up through the baseball and get it elevated, but you still have to know where this barrel is. And if it gets a little cockeyed right here and you lose it just a little bit, you're up under it, you start questioning things, you start thinking you're in a slump when you're really not. You just got to be on time and maybe incorporate the top end a little bit more. And that's certainly what he does. I mean, this is a confident ball player that changed everything that Milwaukee was about. I mean, infectious. And Robert points out he goes double eye black because he's like the tiger.
Yeah.
Good to see him get going last night. They certainly need him offensively in a big way.
Yeah, definitely.
Need Yelich as well.
Yes, Christian Yelich, he remains the X factor for the Milwaukee Brewers.